Are you ready for some smart, plain talk on politics, Israel, and the law? It's the Andrew Parker Show. Let's roll. Welcome to another episode of the Andrew Parker Show. And we did not drop an episode last week for the first time in a long, long time, maybe ever. I don't know, but did you miss me? How are you doing out there? Are you establishing strong opinions? Are you listening and learning? I hope all is well as we enter June. I've been thinking. I've taken this time to think a bit more and to consider whether we are at a crossroads that we've seen before and that might even feel commonplace, or whether it is a rare, unique, never before never before experienced opportunity as we have right now. Opportunity to move forward world peace far beyond where it may have ever been in the past. It doesn't seem that way. It seems like the world is burning. But oftentimes that is the case right before we enter into the sunshine of peace. But the question is whether we're willing to take the opportunity for stability and peace in the world, or at least more stability and peace in the world, or if the short-term commute to work every day, come home, feed the dog, enjoy the late sunny evenings of the summer as we enter it, and think all of those issues, they're overseas, they're long away, they don't affect us here. So why are we bothering with it? Why are we paying $2 more a gallon at the pump? Or $1.50, $1, whatever it is. Why are we suffering through an economy which could be so much better under Donald J. Trump without the conflicts overseas? Well, you know, as Ronald Reagan once said, freedom does not come without a cost, without a price tag. It cannot be taken for granted. And it is often in experience and history been seen as a fragile thing. I'll quote Reagan. I could never do it justice as he does. But you can find this online in his voice. Quote, as he said in his 1967 inaugural address as the governor of California. Can you imagine Ronald Reagan as the governor of California? Wouldn't that be fabulous today? Unbelievable where we have come, how far backwards we have gone into thinking that socialism is an answer or a cure. One of our two major political parties has an enormous percentage of its party that believes that. Craziness. Anyway, Reagan, quote, perhaps you and I have lived with this miracle too long to be properly appreciative. Freedom is a fragile thing and is never more than one generation away from extinction. It is not ours by inheritance. It must be fought for and defended constantly by each generation, for it comes only once to a people. Think about that. Don't take it for granted. It's not ours by inheritance, as he says. It must be fought for and defended constantly. Are we doing that? Are we taking advantage of the opportunity for freedom and peace and stability? Yeah, it may be well beyond our borders, but it affects us every day. It affects our economy. It affects our security. It affects world stability. So it affects us day to day. And when you're talking about the ability to take out a murderous, never going to change regime which is lifelong hell-bent on the destruction of Western civilization, and in particular the United States, and will not change course, no matter how close they are to extinction, will not change course, and as has been shown, will not wave a white flag. When you are that close to taking them out, you must do it. It is a just war, and you must do it. The killings, the massacres that they have carried out over the decades, nearly 50 years, and I'm talking about the mullahs in Iran. I'm not talking about the Iranian people in general, although many have tied their wagon to the regime, many others have not. And this fundamentalist Islamist viewpoint of taking over the world, and you are either with them or against them. You are either a believer or an infidel. And you then must either be destroyed or convert. And it is the world control that they are after. And you have already seen how they have changed Europe. And they continue to, every day, expand their control in Europe, to the point where, if you talk about getting rid of ballistic missiles in Iran that can affect Europe soon enough, Europe will not oppose Iran having ballistic missiles. And Europe will bow to whatever Iran demands from an economic perspective and a military perspective. Capitulators and collaborators in Europe it will be. Which is why the United States must destroy and make sure never again will ballistic missiles be allowed to be controlled by those who are fundamentalist Islamists, those who terrorize their own people, murder their own people, disappear their own people. In the tens of thousands, as you all know, murdered recently. Women raped and beheaded. Public displays. It's really a tyrannical regime with rules that are from the Dark Ages. So talk about instability as it relates to Europe. Looking to Iran, it is causing much of their the instability in the region. The proxies that Iran supports causing instability. Its nuclear weapons program causing instability. Its support for the Palestinians in a way to disrupt peace deals causing instability over the many decades. Its attacks on Israel supporting its proxies, as I mentioned, causing instability. Its push make sure Saudi does not enter into any peace deal with Israel, causing instability. All of these things need to be resolved now. You kick the can down the road for another 10 years, that's all you're getting. And it looks like that's where Donald Trump is headed. If the fundamentalist Islamic regime governing the Islamic Republic of Iran, taking foothold in 1979, and ever since then, carrying out murder across the globe, but certainly in the Middle East, and interfering with peace at every turn, particularly as it relates to the Palestinians, supporting murderous attacks against innocent civilians, both Palestinian and Israeli, supported by Iran, funded by Iran, creating proxies in Hamas and Hezbollah on the south and on the north of Israel, continually creating instability. What does that have to do with us, Parker? We're over here in the United States. It has nothing to do with us. First, it affects many in the United States. As our cousin country, the state of Israel, grounded in the same Judeo-Christian values, supporting the same liberal Western civilization ideals and fundamentals. All of that the same. Yes, it affects us greatly here. It's the only democracy in the Middle East. That affects us. If it were not there, would greatly affect us. Having stability as it relates to oil greatly affects us. And Iran causes instability. Instability as it relates to a peace deal between the Palestinians and Israel. I believe that if the mullahs, if the Islamic regime were gone, we would have peace within a year between Palestinians and Israel. And in less than a year, you would have peace deals signed by most of the Arab states. All of that would happen. That's a different world if that happened. Why would we not do what it takes? Trump knows this. He knows it could be the clarion call to peace. Just get the job done. And now, a word from our sponsors.
Are you a business owner? Are you losing sleep because you feel your partner isn't carrying their weight, or because you no longer share the same vision or values? Are you no longer comfortable going into your own office? Are you walking on eggshells in the company you built? This is Chris Daniels, founding partner of Parker Daniels Keyboard LLC, a premier litigation law firm headquartered in downtown Minneapolis. For more than 30 years, I've specialized in business litigation and have helped hundreds of business owners resolve troubling business disputes. As a former certified public accountant, I get to the heart of the dispute, including financial issues. Business divorce can be messy, time-consuming, and costly, but doing nothing can cost you a lot more. Not just money, but emotionally, physically, and in your personal life. If you and your business partner no longer see eye to eye and you're eager to take a proactive approach and make a change, please call me at 612-355-4100 and schedule a consultation. Or visit our website at www.parkerdk.com.
It's possible that our military says we can't defeat Iran. without killing millions of civilians. Maybe, without putting at risk thousands of American soldiers. Maybe that's the reality of warfare in today's age, no matter how superpowerish you are, like the U.S. is. You cannot defeat a regime like Iran with its missile launchers and its below-grade ground intercontinentals even, but ballistic missiles. But now is the time. There's not going to be another opportunity in 3 years. If a Democrat is elected, it's Katie bar the door, because the world is going to be in flames. Now, people say, what do you mean? You got Trump in office and it's in flames right now. Well, he's cleaning up the years. It's basically from 2008, the 8 years of Obama. Then he had 4 years in where, there were not attacks anywhere. He didn't take action either, Trump. 4 years, then a Biden disaster, Ukraine, etc. And now here's Trump. But, if you have pro-Iran policies, it is going to be war. Israel is not going to leave, and they're not going to allow missiles to continue to be launched from Hezbollah, one of the strongest armies in the Middle East. The entire Middle East. It's not the strongest, but it's one of the strongest. Well organized, some of the toughest fighters, but more so, tens of thousands of missiles pointed at Israel. This is dangerous. And Israel's not going to live that way. Its northern communities, Israel proper, are not going to live under the thumb of missile attacks. There is no government in Israel, left, right, or center, that is going to allow that. And the world can scream and holler, but there is going to be a destruction of Hezbollah at some point. And there may need to be, by Israel itself, a destruction of Iran at some point. Because no free country, as we know from Ronald Reagan, freedom is fragile. No free country should live under the thumb of missile attacks overhead every day, every week. So, getting rid of the scourge that is the controlling, governing regime in Iran will help steer Europe back on a path away from its Islamist push that we're seeing today. It will move the world, Israel, to peace with the Palestinians. It will destroy Islamist proxies, murderous, heinous savages who carried out October 7th. It will destroy Hezbollah as a proxy and Hamas. It will strengthen the Arab states and their relationship with Israel, the stability in the region, and the free flow of oil in the world. It will release free economic trade through the Straits of Hormuz, both oil and other goods in and out. It will allow Israelis to live in peace. It will strengthen U.S. economic and security stability around the world. Terror attacks around the world will diminish. Peace and stability, as I say, will flourish. And it's all right there. But as I've said in recent shows, and, this is one spot where I disagree with many on the right, I don't believe Donald Trump fully understands who he is dealing with, who he is negotiating with. He has been a great negotiator. He has been unpredictable. He has walked away from the table when needed. It looks like he's met his match, unfortunately. Because in the end, there is no deal that can be done that has value in light of or in comparison to what we could achieve here at this particular moment in history. Again, freedom is fragile. It does not come without a price. It's a miracle too long to be properly appreciated. It's never more than one generation away from extinction. We have opportunity. And it's important that we seize it. People have to speak up, and I hope you will. The people of Iran, who I have not yet mentioned, are at the foundation of it all, freeing those people from the scourge of their leadership, which is so often happens in the Middle East, as it did even with the Palestinians, freeing them from the scourge of their leadership, decade upon decade upon decade, teaching their children to hate rather than to love their neighbor, causing them to carry out October 7th in the heinous atrocities of October 7th, Nazi-like conduct. Generation upon generation, that's who lives there now. But we need to save the Iranian people and allow them to come out from the darkness. And we can do that and allow them to select their next leadership. We'll see if Trump's able to do it. I doubt it. I'm telling you right here, right now, that it's going to be a bad deal, an unverifiable deal. I don't even think it'll sound good on paper the first time it's read, but even if it does, that doesn't mean it's going to be implemented effectively with verification locked down. We'll see. Those are my thoughts today. Join us later this week. We'll drop another episode as we will have on the Jewish Community Relations Council Executive Director, Steve Hunnigs. And we will talk anti-Semitism in Minnesota and the Twin Cities as it has arisen to the point of, wow, the ignorance is amazing. It truly is. I never thought I would see it in my lifetime, but we are, unfortunately. So we'll talk to Steve about that. I hope you join us Go to parkerdk.com to see, often referred to as an award-winning website, Parker Daniels Keyboard, preeminent litigation law firm, downtown Minneapolis. And until next time, be kind to your neighbor. For more Smart Plain Talk, go to theandrewparkershow.com. Learn about all of your listening and viewing options. And remember, all the great things are simple, and many can be expressed in a single word: freedom, justice, honor, duty, mercy, hope. This episode of The Andrew Parker Show is sponsored by Parker Daniels Keyboard. Mark Twain once quipped, "A lie can travel halfway around the world while the truth is still putting on its shoes. When you are lied about and it spreads, the resulting mayhem and destruction can be, and often is, disastrous." Hi, this is Andrew Parker, co-founder of the Parker Daniels Keyboard Law Firm. I recently handled a high-profile defamation lawsuit on behalf of a luxury home real estate agent whose business was decimated by falsehoods spread about him. After nearly 2 years of litigation and 2 weeks of trial, the jury came back with a verdict of more than $2 million for our client. Parker Daniels Keyboard. We litigate cases, we try cases, and we win cases. With a record of excellence in achieving extraordinary results, Parker Daniels Keyboard lawyers have consistently won huge verdicts for its clients in the areas of defamation, civil rights violations, regulatory battles, and intellectual property theft. For wise counsel and winning results, contact us at Parker Daniels Keyboard, premier law firm in downtown Minneapolis.